I would like us to discuss the head tag now. I would like to show you what else is worth putting into the head tag, what you can see often in the head tag of the websites, and what these things mean. At the very beginning, the basic thing, the meta tag with the charset UTF-8 attribute, which is using the encoding system containing local characters from the most Western languages. The next thing is the title. If it's not there, nothing bad will happen, but it's worth putting in as it's important to the search engines. The title should not be too long and it should contain a few keywords for our website. For example, what we do and where. These tags are already placed by default if we build the structure of the website using the image shortcut. Often you will see such a meta tag on different websites. Without going into details, it was used to correctly display the websites in the Internet Explorer browser in its latest standard. Until recently, such a tag was also added to the default website structure if we created it with the image shortcut in the Visual Studio Code. But since the Internet Explorer is no longer supported by Microsoft and was replaced by the Microsoft Edge browser, this tag has been removed from the image shortcut and is no longer generally needed. You also won't need to use it in your daily work unless your client clearly suggests that your website is supposed to support the Internet Explorer for some reason. But you'll probably come across this tag on various websites and you should know what it means. These three meta tags are worth placing on your website. I'll tell you right away that later I will share with you a more complex head tag that you can use on your websites. The first meta tag contains the description of our website. The second contains the information about the author of the website. The third is the keywords. The description appears in the search results. It has a lot of importance to the search engines, so it's worth including. This description also often appears when we share our website on social media. It should contain the information important to the user and the search engines. It shouldn't be too long, preferably 1 or 2 sentences. With the next meta tag, you can put yourself as the author of the website. The last meta tag is keywords. Back in the day, it was used more often. Today, it no longer has such a great semantic meaning. Nevertheless, it is always worth placing it because it can help us indexing our website by the search engines. It should contain a few keywords about our website. The order of the meta tags is up to you. For correctness, the charset should rather be first. Later, the title and the rest as you wish. Remember that we can also place JavaScript or CSS code directly in the head tag. This is not the best solution because the JS and CSS code should be placed in the separate files, but technically we can do it. But if we have separate files for CSS styles or JavaScript code, we can also import them in the head tag. While we should import CSS in the head tag, JavaScript probably should be imported at the end of our HTML file right before the body closing tag. But again, from a technical point of view, we can do it with no problem. We import CSS styles using the link tag with rel and href attributes that will tell us what this file is and where it is located. We import JavaScript code using the script tag with the src attribute, which we also use for the img tag. Finally, perhaps the most important of these additional tags, viewport meta tag. It is responsible for the correct display of the websites on the mobile devices. It informs the browser on the mobile device that the website has been prepared responsively to the device, which means that in addition to placing this meta tag, we also need to create a website properly so that it displays well not only on the computers, but also on the smartphones and tablets. And this is what we will learn in this course. Now I'd like to show it in the code editor. Let's go to our file structure. Let's go to our day 3 and 4 folder. And here you can see I created the head tag folder. It is empty at the moment. So let's create a new file in it. Let's call it index.html like this. And let's create our default website structure in the image shortcut. Exclamation mark, enter. Let's change the text indents for 1 space. Let's make some changes in it, save it, and there we go. So this is the basic structure of our website created using image shortcut. As we can see, we have the doc type tag at the top of our document. Then we have the opening HTML tag with the lang attribute And then we have our head tag. And inside our head tag, as I said before, the first meta tag with the corset UTF-8 attribute. Then we have the second meta tag, which I just discussed it with you, which is the viewport. Here we can see the attribute name with the value viewport, and the attribute content with the value width device width, and after comma initial scale 10. As I said before, at this moment you don't need to know everything about this meta tag. All you need to know right now is this meta tag should be in your head tag, but you shouldn't be worried about it too much, because as you can see, it's placed in the head tag by default if we create our website structure using the image shortcut. At the bottom of our head tag at the moment, we have the title of our website. Now I'm going to show you how we will import our CSS styles into our HTML file. So after the title tag, all we need to put is the link attribute. As you can see the prompt right here from Visual Studio Code. So we have to type link, press enter, and there we have our link tag with the rel style sheet attribute and our href attribute. So as you can see, the rel attribute, its value is the style sheet, so that the browser will know that we are importing the CSS file. And the href attribute is the path to our file with the CSS styles. So if it will be in the same catalog, all we need to do is to place the name of our file with the extension, which will look just like this. But most often we keep the CSS file in a separate catalog, which would be CSS, for example. So then in href attribute, we're indicating the CSS catalog, and inside it, we should have the style CSS file. Of course, right now we don't have this file created, so if we will leave this link attribute, nothing will actually happen. As you can see, the link tag is self-closing, so we are not supposed to do something like this. Because that would be an error, and it's for sure not necessary. So we will just leave it how it is. As I said before, we can also place our JavaScript inside our head tag. So let's place a script tag. As you can see, if we place only the script tag, we have the opening and the closing tag of the script. And between those tags, we can type the JavaScript code on our website. But if we want to import our JavaScript file as a separate file, what we need to do is to place script with this prompt right here, src. That means we want to place the script tag with the src attribute in it. So that would be a separate file. Let's click it, and you can see it right here. And what we got right here is the script tag with the src attribute, just like in the img tag, where we want to place our JavaScript file, which would be, for example, script.js. It's a similar situation to CSS, that the JavaScript files are most often placed in a different catalog, which could be, for example, JS. Then we place the slash, and we indicate the path to our script file, which is in the JS catalog, and the file is script.js. Notice the difference between those two tags, that the link tag is self-closing, but the script tag has to be always closed. But don't worry, the image shortcut does it for us, so you just have to keep that in mind. Now I will place our additional meta tags, which I copied from our presentation. I'll paste them right here. Save the file. And we can clearly see them right here. So those meta tags probably should be put after our title and before our file with the CSS code. And what we got here is the description of our website, where we can see the name attribute with the description value and the content attribute with the actual description of our website. Then we have the next meta tag with the name attribute with the author value and the content attribute with the actual name of the author of the website. And the third meta tag is the keyword, and we have the name attribute with the keywords value and the content attribute with the few keywords important to our website. As I said before, later on I will share with you some extended head tag that you can see it better on your own and freely use on your website. But that is about the head tag at the moment. We can also put other things in this tag, expanding it, but we will learn about it in the future. Now let's move on to the assignment for you.